Okay, so today is March 16th, and here's a little seedling update. I always say the dates in my videos because I like to go back and check to see when I planted things and if that was a good date, if I should do it sooner or later. But here are the tomato seedlings. You can see this guy actually has... Okay, so you have the first set of leaves right here, which are called the cotyledon, which are contained within the seed casing. And then you have, so these guys right here stuck together. This is the first true set of leaves. Technically the cotyledon are the first, but these are the first true set. So when they get these is typically when I start fertilizing. But I did plant them in potting soil that already has some fertilizer in it. So I'm not going to fertilize them just yet. I'm going to wait until I see them get like a pale light green, almost yellow, indicating that they need some fertilization, because you can over fertilize your seedlings really, really fast, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to kill these guys. So there is a ton, as you can see, the ones in the middle. So these are directly under the grow light right here. Those ones are directly beneath it. But these guys, on the other hand, have to stretch. And so these are much taller on the outside here than those guys. But that's okay. It's not desirable for your plants to get leggy like this. They're stretching, struggling to reach for sun and light. But luckily, when you plant tomatoes, you can plant them up to the very top right here in the soil. And all of those hairs that you see on the stem right there, those are all potential roots. I wonder if it's actually, don't quote me on this or take this as gospel whatsoever, but wouldn't a leggy tomato seedling that has more space to form roots, and again, you can plant it up to there in the soil, wouldn't that be like a stronger root system? I don't know. Again, don't hold me to that. That's just a thought, just an observation. But yeah, so we have some artichokes back here, a bunch of tomatoes. The chocolate cherry did not come up, and I learned something yesterday from watching Garden Answers videos, as I do all the time. She was talking about pelleted seeds. So when you buy seeds, they have like a red casing on them or a bright yellow casing on them. It's like a clay, like a colored clay that makes it easier to plant. So you want to use those pelleted seeds within a year, apparently. And after that, they're less viable, which I have definitely noticed with my chocolate cherry here, because this was a pelleted seed. Let me see. So you can see that bright red. So it has not broken down at all. And these guys were all planted at the exact same time. The FedEx man is here. So yeah, all these guys are really leggy. Let's take a look at the pepper seedlings. We'll talk about this poor guy in a second. But here are the pepper seedlings. The Puma, Serrano here. This is another Puma. We have all kinds of different Tunisian Bakludi, another Puma, a bunch of bell peppers. This is a blanket flower. It's actually got a bud on it. This is my experiment. Excuse me. This is my experiment in these little cups right here. But this poor guy is a foxglove. There are way too many, as I've said before, there are way too many plants inside this cup. There's like probably, it looks like 6, 7 plants inside here. So this did not get watered properly, and now it looks like it's completely dead, but it is not. See how the leaves are nice and green still and lush. and they look really nice. It just needs some water. So and I just drenched it. So I water my plants. I water it from the top. I overhead water it. I never do it from the bottom like you're supposed to. I water it from the top until I see a little bit coming out of the bottom, and then I stop. And that's how I know that the whole cup and soil and root system has gotten a drink. So I just watered this guy like 10 minutes ago, and it should be springing back up any minute now. So these will go up, everything will be back to normal. Again, it's not ideal for you to let your plants dry out like this, but this is, again, another experiment. So there's more roots in there, there's more plants. It's bound to get dry really, 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 really fast, considering it's in a tiny little cup also. And then let's look at the flower seedlings. So these are, I think I planted these on the 11th, and I did an update. Was it yesterday or the day before? This is why I record all of the dates, so I know when I planted them, what they looked like at what stage, if I'm behind, what was the most ideal date, and so I can repeat. But yeah, here are the flower seedlings. So we have the Jolly Jesters, the yellow and red marigold, the white marigold back there. We even have a Sweet William that came up. We have a Cosmo right here, still has the seed casing on it. To get these off right here, if your plant stays like that for an extended period of time, it's not going to be able to open its cotyledon leaves up to get any energy from light, and it'll eventually die if it stays like this. So I take some water and just wet constantly over like an hour or two, keep that seed nice and moist, and then the plant will be able to open it up and pop it off. And I do try to help it. I won't try this because it's bone dry, the seed casing right here, but I'll wet that and try to help that little guy, help it out. But then we have, so here are some dahlias. I don't realize I'm making the camera blurry when I'm pointing to stuff. Bachelor buttons, no helichrysum here or straw flower, 2 bachelor buttons. Tons of dahlias, let's see. So every single one besides this one, every single one, almost, besides 3. Okay, so like out of 20, okay, I thought I had 24, but this is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times, oh, okay, yeah, 24. So I have like 21 seedlings out of 24 seeds that I planted, which is awesome. I'd say that's a successful germination rate. Yeah, but look at all these dahlias. So these, this year, when I plant them, they'll flower and they will create some tubers in the ground that I can then dig up and store over winter and plant them. You'll be like a year or 2 behind if you plant dahlia from seed rather than dahlia from tubers. I'm cheap. I like to do things the cheap way, save money where possible. I'm also very patient. I know that's a great quality to have if you're a gardener. Definitely, patience. So, and then we have the gazania here. This is the flower that I am most excited about besides the foxglove, which is baking in the sun. I'm also currently acclimating them at the moment, which we'll also talk about. The gazania here, so gorgeous. I'm so excited about this. I'm in the new gardener still. I mean, this is my 4th garden. I'm in the new gardener phase, and I like just like the Disneyland, bright, crazy, wild looking flowers. I'm sure as I garden over the years, I'll start to get boring and like white and cream and beige. But at this moment, I don't know, I like wild colors, and these gazanias are like eye-catching, vibrant, popping, like can't wait for those, definitely. No calendula, not a surprise. I can never get those to come up. Nasturtiums, 2 different types of nasturtiums here. We have the Alaskan salmon. the peach melba. None of those guys have came up. Also not surprising, nasturtiums take a long time. I forgot to say in the last video that I did take the nasturtium seeds and take a nail file and just scrape it a little bit to try to help them pop through. I know they say that you're supposed to soak them in water also. I didn't do that. I have before, and I didn't see that it made much of a difference, to be honest. I didn't do that. I just scratched them. Hopefully I didn't scratch them too much, but we'll see. Always experiment, just give it a try. Turnips over here, this is another experiment. Every time I plant these guys out in the garden, they always get eaten by the bugs. So I wanted to just start them at first, just to get them going a little bit, get the leaf structure going a little bit, and then place them out into the garden. So there's another one germinating right there. I really have to police myself to force myself to leave my seedlings alone, because if not, I will just, I just want to touch them. Okay, there's the turnips, nasturtiums. We talked all about this. One Cosmo, no straw flowers yet, but check it out. This is 5 days worth of germination. So, like I've said before, a little bit of patience, a couple days. And it's so exciting when you come look at your seedlings and you see that a bunch have popped up. It's so exciting. And you realize just actually how quick gardening can be. It is pretty quick. So I am acclimating these guys. It is currently 56 degrees outside. My peppers, you can see I have everything in the shade. I have my umbrella up. It's really hot in the sun. It's really, really bright. But these guys are in the shade under the umbrella. And then I will do this. So tomorrow it could be like 35, 40 degrees. I won't bring them out. But when it's nice out, I will bring them out like this, set them under the umbrella, slowly, like a day. I'll probably like pull them out into the sunlight, leave it for about an hour, and then put them back into the shade. And then the next time they're outside, I'll pull them out into the sunlight, leave them there for like 2 hours, and then put them back in the shade. Slowly introduce them to more sunlight as the weeks go by. And then right before I plant them, I make sure that they have been in complete sunlight, like straight hot sunlight, for a couple days at least. And so I know that they're fine when I put them out into the ground. They've already been exposed to the really harsh sun rays, and I know they'll do fine. But yeah, this is how I acclimate my plants. This is the seedling update. Here's a reminder to go water your seedlings and don't let them dry out like I have. And I'll do another update when I up pot these tomatoes. And yeah, I'll see you then.